Hey everyone, welcome back to Toy Foolery, and today we're taking a look at the Hasbro Magmatron. Is this guy worth the money? Let's find out. And here we have Magmatron. Let's aim up a little bit higher. Cool looking box, cool looking character. Let's see if this box is better than your mom. On the front we have Magmatron fully transformed. This is one of the these transformers that their alt mode, they don't have a robot mode. They only have a robot mode when they're fully combined, which I'm not a fan of. I mean, it's one of those things where, yes, I don't expect it to be a Magna Boss, which is very odd that this is Magmatron Magna Boss, where they have three transformations in alt mode for all three of them, and then they combine. But it really kind of sucks when you just have a dinosaur, a pterodactyl, T-Rex, a pterodactyl, and I don't even know what the other dinosaur is, and they combine and they don't have an alt mode. The alt mode is the combination, but you have this awesome picture of Magmatron on the front. It shows the three different transformers on the side. On the side we see all three of them again, and it's a big box, so pardon me. Then you have the three transformers that transform into Magmatron on the back. The cool artwork for the Beast Wars on the other side. And this is a really decent box. The front art is phenomenal. The side art is phenomenal. Actually, this is a really great box. Actually a design on the top. This is a great box. Has great shelf appeal. Not only is Magmatron on the front, but the fact of the matter is that the design on the side for the 40 years of Transformers is really cool. And the fact that you have all three of the Transformers on the other side, really cool. This is actually an excellent box. It's rare for Hasbro. Normally it's just kind of like, but it seems like either they put effort into it, or the fact that it's three Transformers in one, that it gave them a little bit of an out so that they could do this half-assed rather. Anyway, let's open the box and see.
Oh, what's in the box?
Okay, this guy is out of frame because he is massive. So what we get in the box is fully transformed and combined Magmatron. We get his shield, which is part of his transformation, so that doesn't count. And we get a couple of blast effects. So in general, we are only getting these as accessories, and I'm pretty sure they somehow plug into his weapon to make one big thing, so I don't think it counts as accessories. I'm pretty sure it's necessary for this toy, but you know, okay, so no accessories, but it's fine. This is a really big toy, so I'm not expecting a lot from it, but it would have been nice. We're going to do something a little bit different because this thing is so big. Transforming back and forth is going to be a pain in the butt. So what we're going to do is look at the design of, and Mills would have shot you for the accessories in the box, but super big Transformer, so you kind of give it a pass. But let's take a look at the design on this guy first, then we will transform it, or try to transform it, and then look at each individual piece separately. So we have really good detail, which I really do like, on the head of this Transformer. The face looks really, really good. There is a lot of design in the face. As you look at the rest of the body, there is a lot of design, especially with the pterodactyl going into the body and wrapping it around the core of the, and I don't know what the water beast's name is, and I'm probably gonna probably should look at the instructions, but I don't, because that's the whole point of me doing this. But as you can see, I love the cod piece. It gives you a really nice design, kind of in contrast to the rest of the body, which is, you know, green, purple, and red. You get this black and gold piece, and then the legs are clearly the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And that's it. I really do like the front facing part of this design, because if you flip this thing to his back, it's just a bunch of giblet pieces all over the place, and I'm not a fan of that. I think that is kind of a cop-out. You kind of end up with just random pieces all over the place. Not a fan of, especially that piece. But in general, fairly good design on this whole action figure. Not bad at all. Like I said, my main complaint is that this thing is the giblets on the back look really bad. You can see all kinds of pieces hanging out, but other than that, really good design in its robot mode. Even really good design for its weapons. Oh, that's really cool. Now I'm gonna try to get you into focus. You're not gonna focus, are you? So we're gonna switch the cameras, but that's a really cool effect on the blade. It has a kind of translucent effect on it. But yeah, other than that, this is a fairly good looking alt mode. We're going a little bit out of order because normally we would transform at this point, but we have some kind of movements to do. So let's check that out. Let's see how this thing, if this thing can squat.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
This thing squat. Well, they gave him big, beefy legs, so that in theory he should, because he has lots and lots of articulation. So he has a bicep swivel. He has ratcheting joints in his elbow, bicep swivel, and he has a glowing Predacon symbol, which I'm pretty sure is not translating well into my camera, but that is really, really cool looking. It's when the light hits it the right way, it kind of glows, which is super dope. That's the same effect that's in his sword. Let's see if we can get it now that we're not in super close. We can't, but that's super cool. I wonder if each one of them have their own Predacon symbol. So that would be the... So is there one for the pterodactyl? I don't know. We'll see. Ratcheting joints in his elbow, swivel in his wrist, so he gets some motion in his wrist. He does have motion in his fingers. Oopsie. He does have motion in his fingers, so he can open his claws up really well. Good motion in his shoulder, so you can get 90. Ratcheting knees, not double jointed, but enough for one. Does he have a cut in his thigh? He does. Not a good one, but a decent amount for what he is. And can he squat? I'm gonna say no. Not these. Let's put you in. Let's see. Oh no! Look at him go. He might be able to get a squat. This is one of the few Transformers that I've seen that actually can get in a squat. They gave him enough room in his waist and whatever, his waist and his torso to get him in the squat position. Can he take a knee? He doesn't have toe articulation, so he cannot take a knee without damn near breaking his foot. So he can get a squat. No superhero pose from him because he doesn't have any waist. He doesn't have any torso articulation. But they gave his legs some really good range. They gave his arms really good range, and with the combination of them, you can get him in some really cool action poses. So that's decent. Now, let's see if I can transform this guy without looking at instructions. And the fact that I have to transform 3 Transformers, I'm going to say no, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. But first, And let's see if I can transform this guy without... Let's see if I can transform this guy without the instructions. So first things first, I Papa freaks all the honeys, dummies, Playboy bunnies, those wanting money. So your legs come off this, you come up. Let's see. Okay, so I got 1 out of the 3. Now some of the pieces make sense and aren't so bad. The pterodactyl clearly was the easiest piece because all you're doing is flipping his body to cover the face and that's it. I'm not sure if these peg into his shoulders. They look like they should, but they just look like weapons. I don't know why you would have this as extra stuff on him. Doesn't make sense. Maybe it's supposed to be his alt form. But let's see. Follow the instructions and see how I finish the rest of them, because now I'm confused. Very confused. Okay. So that was a very arduous and hard process that I had to do off camera because I had to sit there and read the instructions specifically for these two guys. While this is a simple flip and literally just flip him and you locked into place, which is cool, but I'd like you to not be locked into place right now because I like to show the people. Or is it this way? It's the other way around. So this is a simple flip, literally lock him into place for Magmatron, lock him into place, and to put him in, lock him in, real easy. Oh, and there's his Predacon symbol. I didn't notice that. That's cool. They all have their own Predacon symbol. But yeah, this was super easy. It was just a flip. These two, oh my god. So this is the second hardest to transform of the bunch. And I'm probably screwing it up a little bit because I can see the giblets here and I'm pretty sure his legs are supposed to block it. So I'm pretty sure I screwed that up a bit. So this is really it's not hard to transform. In fact, I had most of it transformed when I initially tried. The problem that I came up with was trying to figure out how to cover up this part, and let's split you here. So this part actually flips down and connects, where it wasn't very intuitive to see that before, and that's why I was confused by it. And then for this part, which was also confusing when I was putting, is that it comes in the box like this, snapped in, and it's hard to see that there's a hinge right here. So if you pop that hinge over, and it does pop, you just have to put a little force into it. It slides into this slot right here, forming the booty area. Booty. And there's this Predacon symbol. So you have to slide this up a little bit, slide it in, and then peg it, which, once again, not the most intuitive part of the process. And I had it, and now it's gone, and now I'm mad. Peg it in. Move the legs out the way. And now that's pegged in. And that's up. There we go. And like I said, not the most comfortable piece to do, but not the worst. Now the worst is this, and this is not because, it's because they actually, to make this transformation work, they made him split into two pieces. And yes, bottom piece, super simple, not hard to transform. You are just sliding you're just popping, as a shield is this. As a shield, it literally is this, and you pop this up and you have a shield. Not crazy, right? They have this flipped for whatever reason to make it compact, I guess. All right, shield, not the problem. Shield is not the problem. The problem is these arms are the most confusing thing that I've ever seen in a Transformer in my life. You have to slide them, pop them out, rotate them, slide them, pop them into place. And that whole process, like I said, I would have never thought that that was part of the process. It would never have been intuitive to me to say, oh, these arms pop out and you rotate them and then you slide them into place. Never would have crossed my mind. And then to mash them in with the giblets was not intuitive as well. Yeah, this guy was a pain in the butt to transform. And then to finish this, you lift the neck up, press it in, and right, so you're pressed in, press these sides in. Oh, and I didn't slide you completely into place, so you're not going to slide in properly. And there we go, and this is why I said pain in the butt piece. So now you're in. You are in. You should be in. Right? Not my favorite piece. And a little bit of force here, and you gotta put a little bit more. And I'm pretty sure I have the arm slightly wrong here, that's why it's not snapping all the way down. and that's fine because I don't care. I'm going to keep this in robot form forever because this is insane and I never want to do this again. And I think that's a failure on a transformer, that I do not want to transform because of the level of difficulty to transform it. So while the alt modes look super cool, the fact that this Velociraptor or Tyrannosaurus's legs are super massive compared to the rest of his body, outside of that, they look really good. The pterodactyl looks good. It looks better than the pterodactyl that we got with Pterosaur. This is a great looking alt mode if I could get his butt to stay closed. And I'm not going to be able to, and I'm not going to try anymore because frustration is setting in and I'm not going to want to do this. This is a great looking alt mode besides the fact that I can't get his butt down, and that's because this piece is out of place. So it was not pressing down like it's supposed to. Yeah, we're just gonna, like I said, alt mode looks good except for that one problem where I can't get this piece to slide into its slot properly, which is mind-boggling, annoying. Like, have no clue how annoying that is. That piece is fighting me. And this piece has to be down because otherwise it won't snap into place, and therefore yeah, I'm not a fan of this one. By far the hardest Transformers I've had in my collection. I want to know if there's other Transformers that are, and please someone let me know, other Transformers that look good but nobody in their right mind will want to transform because it's just a pain to do it. Because this looks phenomenal. I'm not going to take that away from Hasbro. This alt mode is super cool. But the process of transforming it makes me not want to do it, and therefore I will never see it. I will never see this alt mode because I'm never going to go through the process of trying to get all these pieces to fit where they're supposed to fit properly in this guy. It's annoying, and like I said, nobody in their right mind would want to do this. Nobody. Now, if you're a crazy Transformer fan, then you might say, oh, you know what, it's not so bad, I've seen worse. I haven't seen worse, especially in the modern toys. This is just a crap alt mode because that piece is a pain to do. And like, once again, no one in their right mind wants to do that. Sorry. So this is a pain. Nobody wants to do this. Nobody's gonna fight with him. His butt won't close. And I know it's supposed to lock in, and this is supposed to lock into place and form together. It's fighting me left and right, and I don't want to do this anymore. I'm giving up on you. That's the best that you're gonna get from me. And me looking at the transformation for Magmatron, absolutely not. When I saw the instructions, I was like, so that's not going to happen. So, outside of me struggling to get the giblets to close on this thing because I suck at this, this is a really good design alt mode for this guy. I really love the design on that. Let's look at the body. It just looks good, and I'm pretty sure something's supposed to clip into there, and I am not aware what it is or where is that, so I need to figure that out so that way I can put it in there. But that's a really good design toy. It's just hard as hell to transform, and that is its only drawback from this, is that unless you're just a seasoned transformer, if you transform Transformers all the time, you might be able to do a little bit better than I did, but I struggled. I thought this was the hardest thing that I could possibly do. And then this thing back here, while a little bit easier, still not as intuitive, and it's still a pain to keep all the giblets together. So I'm not a fan. And my jaw on him is fighting me, so it's not getting its full extension. And I'm pretty sure there's something on there that I'm supposed to click, and I don't want to put any more pressure on it and pop it. So I am not a fan of these alt modes. They look cool, they function. The alt mode on the Tyrannosaurus Rex or Velociraptor looks a little funky because its legs are so massive, and I understand why they are. Functionally, it needs to be so it can hold up all three figures, but proportionally it does not fit this toy. It just looks a little off, so I'm not a fan of it, but it does look good in general. You turn it to the side because you don't want to see this big portion right here. Yeah, not a fan. Like I said, it for something that looks so cool as Magmatron, it looks a little wonky as this version of the robot. So is this supposed to, are these split, do these split down? Did I miss that? I don't know. No clue. Anyway, let's talk about the money.
50 bucks, good lord, 50 bucks, that's a lot.
So this guy is
now what do I get for that?
$80. Not the cheapest thing, but fairly decent. Actually, this is a very large toy, so for $80, actually getting a lot of toy. And the fact that it has the two modes, Magmasaurus and Magmatron, as well as these alt modes, is not a bad toy. My only gripe with it is that the transformation is not intuitive and is very difficult. Like, to transform this is a 1, like it's easy. If we do on a scale of 1 to 5 on how hard it is to transform the pterodactyl is a 1. To transform this is a 4, and this is a straight up 5 because it is nothing about it is intuitive. It has multiple pieces that have to click together. They come out of nowhere. But I do appreciate that outside of these pieces, everything has a place for everything, so it fits perfectly with the toy. Actually, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, you click into here, right? Or am I mistaken? Let's see, do you click into here? You do. So outside of those blast effects, there's a place for everything, which is always a plus for me because I don't like to have things just out and about. But yeah, this is not the most intuitive toy to transform. And the fact that this guy is so hard to transform and you're just not that far off from being difficult to transform, I'm going to leave it in Magmatron mode. In fact, I'm upset now that I transformed it out of Magmatron mode because it's going to be a pain in the butt to transform it. I might transform it into Magmasaurus just for photos, but I am not going to keep those in either of those forms. It's going to stay as Magmatron because of how difficult it was to transform in and out. Where other toys I might transform just for the fun of it, not this. So the final verdict. Toy looks awesome in Magmatron mode. Magmasaurus is a little wonky, but if you're a fan of the animated series from a long time ago, you would love it. If you looked at the Japanese or the comic, absolutely would love Magmasaurus. Me personally, not a fan of the transformations for any of this. Magmatron looks cool, but I do not want to transform it, and therefore I'm giving this a 4 out of 5. It's middling. It looks phenomenal, but outside of it looking good, it's not to me, it's not a functional transformer. The amount of difficulty that you're going to get out of this is, the amount of frustration coming out of this is just too much for an $80 toy. Where, you know, Minosaur or Devastator or any other big toy, either it be the Arc or Omega Supreme, at least there's some kind of intuition into how they work, so that it's not just pure frustration when you're doing the transformation. And that's all I got from this, is in this form. Even though it looks good, absolutely wouldn't want to transform it. I wouldn't give this to someone else to play with to transform. Looks great on the shelf as Magmatron. The alt modes for this looks good. This is kind of lazy. I don't know why they did it. Alt mode for this, I am struggling to keep it together, and therefore I don't like it. So, yeah, guys, 4 out of 8. Middling. Like I said, it looks good, and that's the only saving grace on this. The articulation on the Magmatron is, you know what? I take that back, because 4 would be middling. I'm going to pump this up to a 6. Why am I giving you an extra 2 points? Because as Magmatron is a phenomenal combiner and great transformer. It's his individual pieces that are trash, which is sad because I really do love combiners. So let's go 6 out of... So time for the final verdict. The alt modes on this are a little wonky. I am not a fan of these gaps in this Velociraptor T-Rex. I don't like the fact that the Velociraptor T-Rex legs are super thick, even though I understand the functionality behind it. I don't like that I'm struggling to keep this guy's butt closed. But outside of those gripes, this is a really good transformer, especially if you keep him in Magmatron mode. He is super phenomenal. I'm gonna try to do a Magmasaurus photo. It's probably gonna look like shite because the transformation it looks super hard. So yeah, this is definitely a 6 out of 8. The only thing that's holding this toy back from like greatness is the transformation and its alt mode. The transformation being difficult is not really that. It's probably like half a point, but the alt mode looking like this, and it might be me, is unacceptable for a toy like this. But the robot mode, phenomenal. So 6 out of 8. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I'll catch you in the next vid. Peace.